All right, let's just dive right in. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be unpacking this beautifully simple, incredibly heartwarming little fable. But honestly, it's got a surprisingly profound lesson packed in there about integrity, choices, and what it really means to do the right thing when, literally no one else is watching. We're looking at a short story called The Honest Little Rabbit, and it's all about this wonderful character named Ruby. So let's jump straight into her story and see what we can uncover together.
But before we actually follow Ruby on her journey, I want you to really put yourself in her shoes for just a second. Imagine you're just walking along, completely minding your own business, and suddenly, bam, jackpot. You find a big, fresh treat right there sitting on the path. Nobody is around. It's literally just you and this highly unexpected prize. So what would you do? It's kind of the classic moral dilemma, right? Do you just take it and run? Or do you pause? Keep that thought bouncing around in the back of your mind as we see exactly how our protagonist handles it.
So that brings us right to part 1, the lost carrot and a sunny morning discovery.
As the story goes, one sunny morning, this little rabbit named Ruby is just out and about when she stumbles across a big, fresh carrot lying right there on the forest path. Now, what's super interesting here is Ruby's immediate reaction. She looks around and she just wonders, whose carrot is this? Notice that? She doesn't think, oh sweet, free lunch. Her first instinct is definitely not to just claim the treat for herself. This is absolutely her critical moment of integrity. In a split second, she recognizes that this carrot likely belongs to someone else. It is a brilliant little illustration of her character right from the very first sentence.
And how does she follow up that thought? Well, let's look at part 2, making the right choice and the search for the owner. We see this really clear 3-step process play out. Step 1, she found the fresh carrot. Now, instead of keeping it, she jumps right into step 2. She actually takes the time and the effort to ask the forest animals. Think about the dedication that takes. I mean, she is literally holding a big, delicious carrot, but she actively delays her own gratification to do the right thing. She doesn't just ask one person, call it a day, she asks all the animals. And that persistent effort totally pays off in step 3, when she finally found the old turtle. And the old turtle just happily responds, "That's my carrot. I dropped it on my way home." So the absolutely crucial point here is that Ruby's choice to be honest had this immediate, really positive impact on someone else in her community. She solved a major problem for the turtle who had just lost their food. The mystery of the lost carrot is officially solved. But, the story doesn't end just because the owner was found.
Which brings us to the final act of our story, part 3, a sweet reward and the joy of doing good.
This brilliantly illustrates the two totally distinct types of rewards we see highlighted in this fable. So on one hand, we've got the physical reward. The story tells us the turtle was so deeply grateful for Ruby's honesty that they thanked her and actually chose to share a delicious carrot with her. So physically speaking, she still gets to eat some of the treat. But honestly, way more importantly, we have the internal reward, having a happier heart. It's fascinating how the text intentionally contrasts that literal, physical prize of the food with the deep, emotional reward of a clear conscience.
Because this is the absolute core emotional beat of the entire story. Being honest made her heart happier than keeping the whole carrot. Let's really pause and think about that for a second. If she had just pocketed the carrot right at the very beginning, sure, she would have had more food in her stomach, but she would have completely missed out on this incredible feeling of doing the right thing. The internal joy and peace of acting with integrity far outweighed the physical benefit of a slightly bigger meal. It proves that a kind act really is its own, much sweeter reward.
So we finally arrive at our main takeaway for this explainer, the golden rule and the lesson learned. Here is the beautiful, super succinct moral of the story. Honesty is always rewarded. Whether that reward comes in the form of someone sharing their gratitude and literally sharing their carrot with you, or simply the profound, lasting internal peace of having a happier heart, the payoff for integrity is always there. Ruby's whole journey, from discovering the treat on a sunny morning, choosing to actively search for the owner, and finally uniting it with the old turtle, it all serves to prove this timeless, golden point.
To wrap things up today, I want to leave you with one final question. How can you apply Ruby's honesty in your own life today? We might not be rabbits finding carrots in the forest, but every single day we are faced with small, quiet choices. We constantly have opportunities to take a shortcut or opportunities to do the right thing when absolutely no one is watching. The next time you find your own version of a big, fresh treat on the path, I really hope you remember this explainer, and I hope you remember Ruby's happier heart. Thanks for joining me as we explored this fantastic little story and keep making those great choices.